Hi, everyone. I'm Emily Crow, multimedia editor at Progressive Grocer. Welcome to Top Women in Grocery, a podcast focused on the topics, trends, and interests moving women forward in grocery retail. We're spotlighting extraordinary women in the grocery industry who've had successful careers and interesting lives, and who are also making a positive impact in their workplaces and in their communities. I am beyond excited and honored to introduce today's guest, Chief Merchandising and Marketing Officer at Whole Foods Market, Sonya Gafsi Oblisk. Sonya has nearly 2 decades of experience spanning retail and consumer goods marketing, and in her current role, she oversees Whole Foods Market strategy, merchandising, e-commerce, and product management, along with marketing, customer insights, private brands, and sustainability efforts across all of Amazon's worldwide grocery stores banners, including Whole Foods Market, Amazon Fresh, and Amazon Go. Not only that, but Sonya is also one of this year's Top Women in Grocery Awards honorees. Sonya, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me and for that lovely introduction.
Of course. Well, to start, as I always do, tell us a bit about your career journey and how you landed in your current role with Whole Foods Market.
Okay, my goodness. Well, as you said, I've had a full career in food, starting on the supplier side as a brand manager. So I spent the first portion of my career working in the traditional CPG sector, Procter & Gamble and Kraft and Coca-Cola, in a bunch of different categories, in roles both focused on North America as well as international. And from there, I made a pivot into retail. I caught the retail bug, and it has never gotten out of me since then, and moved over and worked in Walmart North America as well as Sam's Club. I started my journey there actually working on private label. So that took my learnings and skills that I had in brand management into retail. And then from there moved into just broader roles in marketing. I've been at Whole Foods now for almost 9 years, which is crazy to say because it seems like a blink of an eye. I actually joined the organization at the time. My title was Global Vice President over Marketing. So I was really brought in with the remit to help centralize and bring together and modernize our marketing function. History on Whole Foods is we came up through a bunch of acquisitions. So we had a very decentralized operating structure where all the P&Ls were held across 11 or 12 regions at the time. And so really bringing together those functions, defining not only our brand, but kind of how we thought about marketing and spending and leverage and like really tackling the customer problems that we needed to do to grow our business, to serve our higher purpose. And then from that role, I kind of just slowly took on increasing responsibility, beginning with communications and then e-commerce, then our private label business, and then eventually all of merchandising and sustainability.
Wonderful. So you have been described as the red thread of customer obsession at Whole Foods. What does being customer obsessed mean to you today? And how do you ensure that your teams are also weaving that thread through everything they do?
Yeah, it's a great question and very much ingrained in how we think about our role. And it's also very much connected to our work, not only as a retailer, but also as we think about how we're serving and supporting our higher purpose. So when I think about customer obsession, just kind of bare bones, it's really around figuring out what we can do to best serve our customers, but also really having a deep understanding of what problem we're solving for them, as well as what service we're providing for them. Whole Foods has a very, very unique customer proposition in terms of how we think about the products that we sell, how we source our products. I mean, we really did write the book in terms of product quality standards, the unique way that we think about what we buy and, more importantly, what we don't sell in our stores. We have over 500 banned ingredients. We have specific animal welfare standards in our meat department. We have sustainability standards in our seafood department. And if you walk around our store, kind of in every single area, you'll really see that come to life, as well as really bringing to life our brand as a destination for discovery and newness. so we really take that kind of the role that we can play in our customers' lives, the role that we play in our higher purpose of nourishing people on the planet, and how we partner with suppliers to bring that front and center as we think about customer experience. I always think your brand is your experience, and to be customer centric, you really need to lead with what your customer experience is across all your channels, whether it's your physical retail stores, whether it's online, whether it's how you're going to market, all of the touch points that you have with your customers.
So, as we covered, you have a big job leading efforts in merchandising, marketing, e-commerce, and digital innovation. How do you go about leading your teams in that aspect, even when they're in complex, sometimes decentralized environments?
Yeah. So we have lots of what we call mechanisms or ways to ensure that we're staying on track and on focus. Like a big thing for me is focus. I say we can do anything, but we can't do everything. So really starting with a strong view on what's important to our customers, what we need to accomplish as a business, and translating that into goals and priority areas. And then taking a step back and looking across the landscape of all of the teams and how we're working together to support the business is really key for making sure that we're making the right progress at the right pace across the organization. I often talk about the rhythm of an organization, and you really want things to move in a synchronous and complementary manner. Sometimes when we accelerate too fast in one area of the business and not so fast in another, we create an imbalance, and it either makes a disconnected customer experience, it's disconnected from an operations perspective. And so we really want to think about like moving in rhythm and in sequence with one another, and really staying grounded in our priorities, how that connects back to what our customer proposition, and how, most importantly, it connects back to the problems that we're solving for our customers and what they expect from us as a brand and a business.
I love that idea that we can do anything, but we can't do everything. It really kind of puts everything in perspective.
For sure. It's especially when, as we all know, there's lots of ask. The marketplace is changing very quickly. Customers have access to more information, more channels, more tools than ever before. Like, it really requires organizations to be much more nimble and flexible than we've ever been before. Really adopting technology, thinking about how we're using tools like AI to help us cut down speed to market, to move quicker, and actually be more relevant is a big, big unlock as we think about how are we delighting our customers.
Wonderful. So, leaning into the marketing side of your role, how do you balance the art and science of retail and brand management? I know you talked about, how the brand is what it is. How do you balance that?
Again, I think it's about listening broadly, collecting a lot of information, both from our customers. Another great source of information for us is our team members in store. They spend a lot of time not only talking to our customers, but observing what folks buy, what they don't buy. They often hear a lot of anecdotal feedback. So we try to understand kind of what is going on broadly in the marketplace, bring that back into our plans. And then we obviously have certain quantitative goals as we think about how we're investing our marketing dollars, what we're trying to deliver from customer acquisition or conversion or repeat. There's very quantitative, measurable metrics that really get to the science. But there's also the art of what is the experience that we're able to provide to customers? How are we connecting to them? How are we serving our higher purpose? And how are we helping our customers to realize their aspirations in terms of their overall wellness, their aspirations to live a healthy lifestyle, their aspirations to support their community and their environment? And we want to ensure that we have marketing programs and touch points that allow all of that to be visible to customers, allow them to connect with our products and brands in a way that has a much deeper meaning than just a transaction. We often say Whole Foods is much more than a grocery store, and it really is. And that all ties back to why we exist, which is to nourish people and the planet. Like, one of the things I love the most about our customers, if I look at like what their profile is just like the inherent curiosity that they have. They always want to know. And once they know, they want to do better. And that very much translates into how they think about food, wellness, their lifestyle, how they cook, how they select products. And it's really our role is to be this platform to bring these incredible products from all of these amazing suppliers that we work with that share, some aspect of our mission, our belief in clean, quality food, our belief in supporting communities and the environment, and really bringing that to life for them in a way that's both inspiring as well as just easy to shop.
Yeah. So there's so many considerations when it comes to the consumer and what they want. How have you and your teams adapted in recent years to that evolving customer expectation around, a retail environment that's increasingly digital first? What initiatives have made the most impact at Whole Foods in that digital first world?
Yeah, well, probably this really came to a precipice at the time of COVID,
Sure.
When we were very much restricted in the number of customers that we could allow into our store. At the same time, there were customers that didn't necessarily feel safe shopping. And so we went on a big push to accelerate our customer or our capabilities on the online space. Specifically, we had just launched our delivery services for online grocery, and we're just starting to scale our pickup. And by, within a year or less, we had pickup available in all of our stores. We continued to expand delivery. Since then, we've had a very keen focus on improving the shopping experience. We always say we want to make online grocery shopping faster, easier, and more affordable for our customers. And we really stay true to that. A big part of how we do that is we are very much advantaged by the fact we are part of the Amazon family and part of worldwide grocery. So we have not only an incredible wealth of technology and tools that we can leverage, but also we're part of an umbrella of brands and banners that really each support and serve a unique customer need. So, we represent the natural and organic segment. We also have our Amazon Fresh brand, which very much is our mainstream mass grocery. We have our Amazon Go brand that supports that convenience, kind of on the go, very quick, immediate consumption shop, which is wonderful. And then obviously our core Amazon.com business is also doing a lot to innovate in the grocery space. So right now we have a huge focus on how do we connect all of these different brands, channels, banners in a seamless way to, again, make groceries more accessible, faster, and more affordable to more customers by serving more of their individual needs, give them the best selection they can possibly find, regardless of what they're shopping for, whether it's their natural organic, their weekly fill-in trip, their big stock-up trip, special occasions. But we really are uniquely positioned by having this breadth and then having our focus on really being customer first and creating these winning experiences online is the way we're continuing to evolve and be able to serve more customers in more readily with more assortment.
Great. So finally, as I mentioned up top, you were recently named one of Progressive Grocer's 2025 Top Women in Grocery. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You have been in the grocery and CPG business for many years. So just tell me, what does this honor mean to you?
Gosh. Well, first of all, I'm very grateful for the recognition from Progressive Grocer. But honestly, for me, it is just a reflection of the exceptional work of my team. And it's nice. I appreciate being recognized, but the recognition is really for the work of all of our teams that bring together all of our incredible programs that are supporting our customers. They're driving innovation in the industry. They're supporting all of our suppliers who very much are contributing to what we want to see as the future of our food system being more sustainable, providing greater food access to more customers. And really, as I said, raising the bar on what retail and grocery can be from an experiential perspective from customers in making everything easier, less burdensome, more reliable, and more affordable to everyone. So there's a huge body of work. We are early days in our journey. There's so much to continue to do and learn, but we're really proud of what we've been able to do. I think one thing I would call out in particular, if I think of like the incredible work that the team has been able to do over the last year, is really the work we've done lowering prices. At Whole Foods, we've lowered prices of over 25% of the items that we sell. We've also lowered prices on many of our private brands. We've done a very similar thing on the Amazon Fresh front. And this has really created a ton of customer momentum, but has really helped us to grow and serve more customers and also bring in more customers to the services that we're building.
What an important imperative right now.
For sure.
Great. Well, Sonya, thank you so much for sharing your insights and for being here with us today.
Thank you, Emily.
For more information about the Top Women in Grocery podcast, please visit www.progressivegrocer.com/podcasts. You can also subscribe to this series wherever you typically listen to podcasts, including on Apple, Google, and Spotify. Finally, do you have an idea for a Top Women in Grocery podcast topic? I'd love to hear from you. Send me an email at ecrow@ensembleiq.com. See you next time, and thank you so much for listening.